Welcome back to another bulk cook-up. Today we've got a couple of recipes. The first one being a spaghetti bolognese. I'm going to make the bolognese sauce. It's very tasty and the kids really enjoy it, and it's also freezable, so that works really well if you've got a family and you want to take some leftovers if you're going out and about or to work or things like that. So let's get started. There we've got our ingredients up there, and the first thing we're going to start to do is get our onions sorted. So what we use in our house is one of these pull choppers. They're terrific. The kids really enjoy having a bit of a go at this too if they want to get involved in cooking the meal. So a couple of pulls on that, and that's diced up nice and finely. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our pan on, get that to about a medium heat, throw our onions in, a couple of teaspoons of garlic. It says 2 teaspoons. I'm pretty liberal. I like a fair bit of garlic, so probably heap teaspoons for me. Next we're going to get our beef mince in there, so that's 1 kilo going in there. What we're going to do with that is we're just going to break that up, brown that up. Next we're going to add just a teaspoon of the beef stock, works as a bit of a seasoning, followed by 2 tins of just diced tomatoes. Next we're going to add our bay leaves. These are pretty old bay leaves. It says 2 bay leaves in the recipe, but I'll probably add 3 or 4, followed by a good tablespoon of just a tomato paste, and then we're going to mix all of that in, followed by some thyme. I don't know how much to put in, I just sort of sprinkle it over the top, and there we go. We've got our sauce. We'll stir that in, let that simmer. So we let that simmer down for around about 30 minutes or 40 minutes depending on how much time I've got, and then our sauce is just about done. Alright, the next recipe that we are going to do is going to be our meatballs. Similar sort of thing. We're going to chuck our onion in the pull chopper, get that nice and fine, get our pan up to a reasonable temperature, throw those onions in there, make sure we get them all out. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add some of this Dijon mustard. It's just a teaspoon of that. We fry up the onion and the mustard together, and then we put that to the side. Next, in our glass bowl there, we're going to add 500 grams of pork mince, followed by 500 grams of your lean beef. And what we do is then we start mixing that all together. So once we've got our meat in there, we're going to add a teaspoon of cumin. We're going to add a few sprigs of rosemary, and then we're going to add some oregano as well. Once again, I don't measure these out too much. I just sort of sprinkle them over the top, and then we're going to add our breadcrumbs, about a handful of breadcrumbs, and then we're going to add our Dijon mustard and onion fry up that we just did, and now we get the fun job of making all of our meatballs. So we just roll them up in our hands and pop them on a plate. And there you go. So what we do now is we grab our pan that we use to do our onion and Dijon mustard fry up, and then we're going to pop all our meatballs in, and we're just going to cook them until they're nice and brown. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add a jar of tomato-based sauce, and then stir them around, cook them through a little bit more, and then we're going to start to add some cheese. We use mozzarella cheese and some Parmesan cheese, and we just sprinkle that over the top and cut some little knobs of the mozzarella cheese so that will melt when it gets into the oven. In addition to that, what we also do is we add some basil leaves. We've got some basil in our garden, so grab a few of those and just throw them in. The kids really enjoy that. Then we pop that in the oven for about 30 minutes, and this is what we come out with at the end. So the cheese is all melted and it's all ready to go. Alright, the next recipe we've got for you is a penne pasta recipe. If you are a regular viewer of the channel, you've probably seen this one done before. Cut up some onion, cut up some capsicum, cut up some salami and some bacon, and then what we do is we combine all of those ingredients together and we pop them in the pan and give them a little bit of a fry up. So as you can see there, I'm throwing in the bacon, the salami or the pepperoni, it's your choice what you use, followed by the capsicum and the onion that you cut up previously. So we get all of those ingredients in there and then we fry them up. So the next thing that we're going to do once we've got our ingredients frying up there, we're going to add some tomato paste. I think it's around about 1/3 of a cup if I remember correctly, and we just mix all of that in and let that simmer down. So we simmer that down for around about 25 to 30 minutes, and this is what you're going to be left with. that will evaporate and give you a nice thick sauce to add to your pasta. One thing that I did forget to mention is you can either use around about a glass of white wine, or you can use some water just to help with that combining process. And then what you do is you add 300 ml of cream just at the end before you're going to serve it, stir it all through, and then it's ready to go. This next recipe here is a super simple one. It's sausage rolls. The kids love them. They freeze well, and you can make plenty of them. You just grab some sausage mince from your supermarket, add in a carrot, some capsicum and an onion, and then you roll them up in some puff pastry, a little bit of milk on top with some sesame seeds, and there you go. You've got some snacks that you can pull out of the freezer at any time, or you can eat them straight away, and they really are delicious. And it's something that the kids can get involved in as well, and they have a lot of fun helping out with that. And that's about all we've got for you in this little cook-up. It was only a couple of recipes. I hope everyone's well, and we'll see you next time.